Hey y'all, welcome back to Girl Meets Screen. My name is Norma, your host or whatever. And the way that I am done with the show, but I'm not done with the show. It's like, it's like when you've already started something. It's like, well, now I gotta finish it. I can't be a quitter. I was a quitter all my life. This show's rigged. This show is rigged. Beyond rigged. There's like a sliver of a theory that it's just that the people who are like right in the head are not the ones voting. No. I'm not gonna say that about the voters, but just that the majority is not voting is what I mean. Like the people with the majority opinions right now is not voting. Because what was that? Let's get into it, okay? Let's talk about it. Aftermath of last episode, Huda is in the corner wearing Chris's little jacket thing. But she's staring off into the abyss in the craziest way. And not a single woman is acknowledging her. They talk about, how Grayson's feeling about what happened, yada, yada, and the things that they want to know that, like, people didn't say who it was or whatever. Then Amaya finally stands up and she says, like, Huda, like, I hope, like, what did she say? Like, you didn't feel like it was an attack because it's not at all what it was from any of us. And I was like, Amaya, baby, you shouldn't speak for the population, girl, because that's not that. And Huda's just like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. And she walks away, right? And everybody's making faces. Andreina's making faces. And Andreina, baby, we was cool. We was vibing. And then you went and did that. But anyways, yeah. So, Huda's just like, none of them bitches are my friends. Like, damn. I'm out here in the cold, alone, confused, lost, all of the above. So yeah, it's basically like the debriefing of what happened. We're on to the next day. Well, actually, so makeup is being taken off, and this is what I was saying about Andreina, is that she's basically like mimicking Huda, being like, she came in here, boom, bam, bam, slamming drawers. I was like, okay, girl, okay. You're fake as fuck. You're fake as fuck. And I hope this gets brought up when talking about you after this, because of what Huda does for you at the end. Fast forward to the voting. Huda stands behind Andreina, not knowing that this bitch is two-faced as fuck at this point. If you watch my video, I tried to make an excuse for her when she walked over to Shelly and the girls and started like spilling beans and shit. Clearly she was just being two-faced. Next day, Alandria pulls Huda for a chat, and I can't get behind her. This shit was fake as fuck. Alandria just like skirted around responsibility, like to flat out not say I was fucking wrong, and still being like, it's just, if you're gonna be a girl's girl, it doesn't matter. Even if she wasn't a girl's girl, you exposing her kissing Chris does nothing. Also, why is this conversation still going? Like, that shit had me hot, still has me hot, as you can see, because once again, Huda never said Chris was only for Shelly. If Huda had said, hey, I'm only picking him so you can explore him, that is a different story. Huda said, I like him and you like him. It's a win-win. Shelly said that herself. So where are we getting confused? How is it Huda's fault that Chris chose to step back from Shelly? Like, it's like, basically, when he chose to step back from Shelly, they feel like Huda should have stepped back from him, which makes no fucking sense. Like, it just does not compute. And the fact that Huda felt the need to be, like, careful about the way she spoke about it, it's just like, if I was, like, and I know, Huda's just doing her best, right? Like, that's very overwhelming to feel like you're just completely alone. But, like, I literally would have been like, baby, I said I brought him for both of us. I told him to explore with Shelly. I can't control that man. If he chose not to, that's not my fault. And I don't know what y'all wanted me to do about it. Like, I'm so blown and confused about anybody who stands by Alandria and Shelly on this shit. When Shelly herself said that Huda said it's a win-win. A win-win would mean both people are winning, which means both get Chris. So what are we talking about? There's nothing to talk about. Don't irritate me because it goes on. It goes on. There's more. Just wait. So then Zach pulls Amaya for a chat. And this had me weak because Zach pulls Amaya for a chat, sits down, and then he's like, I'll let you go first. If I was Amaya, I would have just got up and walked away. I really okay? Like, what's going on? So basically they start chatting, and then essentially at some point he's talking about how like he didn't want to kiss her, but he kissed her. And I'm like, don't do that. That's I liked him. I did. Listen, y'all, I love me an Asian man, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to explain your behavior away. But this, I could not. I just simply could not, Zach. What the fuck, Zach? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you fucking serious? Because that's the shit. Like, these weak ass fucking men, because Austin kind of essentially said the same thing, where it's like, come on now. If you don't want to kiss that woman, don't kiss that woman. Mind you, he literally was like, I'm 50-50, I don't know. He could have left it at that. Y'all acted like Amaya held a gun to your head, or like she was staring at you with crazy eyes. Like, the girl was literally, like, you literally, like, I don't have the words. I don't. But I love that Amaya did. I love that. She said, you're an odd individual. And that had me weak. You're an odd individual, and I want to be done with this conversation. I'm dead. And then her confessional. Last time I checked, I got 10 toes. All 10 are there. Not one is missing. I said, go off, Amaya. Go the fuck off. Because what the fuck? And I love this challenge because it put all these little islander boys in their place about our Amaya papaya. We got Chris and Huda talking about how they were in choir and band. Huda was in choir. He was in band growing up. He played the saxophone. We love a little band geek moment. Okay. I love Chris. Couldn't love him anymore. Amaya and Brian have a cute little chat. And I feel like maybe she was trying to make a connection. But I don't think Brian wants a connection with her. But it was cute, you know. She was like, thanks for defending me. He's like, you know, I had to hold it down because for the Latinas. Because if you're going to be with a Latina, and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Because y'all want to be with a Latina, but you don't want to know like what her culture's about. Like, that shit was so fucking lame to me. Once again, I'm gonna say it just one more time because it really irritates my soul, because Ace was like dead set on that babe shit, and she's literally like, it's just a term of endearment. Like, I say it to everyone. Like, it's not only for men. And it's like, it wasn't clicking, Steven. Anyways, yeah, so it was cute. It was a cute little combo. I feel honestly like they would be cute, and maybe they will be, because Jaden's out. My bad. A little spoiler in the video, but Jaden's out. So Brian might have to pursue Amaya, because we need to talk. I gotta think through who's still there. And finally, if I didn't already think this show was fucking rigged, Shelly pulls Huda to talk. And it's an even keel talk. Just like, you know, you really did too much. And then the Chris thing on top of that. I said, this shit is fucking rigged. This is bullshit. Those producers spoke to those women and were like, people hate you, bitch. Fix it. And that's fake as fuck. Like, that shit had me heated, because I'm sorry, you're not going to tell me that somebody goes one day to the next, because I would buy it if this was like a week later. If next week we saw this, I would buy it. But a couple days, not even a couple days, who knows? Because I think this gets recorded from one day to the next. A day or two later, you go from like, that person is now an acquaintance. I don't look at her as a friend. I don't want friends that move like that. Going back and forth. She went on for like 2 days about this, right? I slept on it. I still feel some type of way. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Called her out in a challenge. Kept going. And then the next day, you're like, you know, like, I'm just ready to let it go. I'm sorry. I'm getting mad. You can't convince me otherwise. You can't. This shit is hella produced. That's annoying. Like, that's annoying. Don't do the most. My God. Also, I want to insert, this is a random comment that's about to be inserted right here. The Sierra situation of her saying a racial slur. I'm just gonna put out what she said. She commented on her eyes, and it's an Asian racial slur. I'm obviously not gonna say it, but it's an Asian racial slur. And I'm interested to see, like, I don't know. They're obviously can't kick her out now, right? Because she's like in a couple with Nick. But I wonder, somebody said something that got stuck in my head, and I was thinking about it, because they were like, Yulissa could sue, because if she got thrown out over that, then Sierra would have to get thrown out too, you know? So I don't know. That'll be really interesting to see. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Like, I don't think they're gonna kick her out. But I am curious if Yulissa would, like, actually have something there. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, did y'all say Yulissa and JD had a meetup? And it was a bunch of teenagers. How embarrassing. No, that's not embarrassing. That's not. I'm being a hater. Listen, if you got a group of teenagers following you, getting you that money, just be appropriate. be teenage appropriate, okay? Don't be the people that's making adult content knowing that the majority of your following is kids, okay? Stay appropriate. But other than that, get the coins. Get the coins. Get the coins. Ethically, morally, get the coins. This episode ends with, I guess it would be a challenge. It was like the Burst Your Bubble challenge hosted by Maybelline, and basically everyone's lined up least to most. My sister-in-law, like Tuesday was my first voting, which was like your favorite guy and favorite girl. But according to my sister-in-law, there were a few votes before that, or there was like a series of votes of like most this, most that, most whatever, which I missed. She said she voted on some of them. But yeah, so they do the most. I was gonna sit here and like go through the video to write all that down, and I was like, I don't care enough. I don't think you guys do either, but if you do, I'm sure there are other videos out there where people are gonna go like one by one. But yeah, essentially all you need to know is Ace was like second to last in almost all of it, and I love to see his face fall. I love to see Shelly's face fall. Like, America voted Ace the least. That's kind of crazy. And then when they did the same to her, weak in the knees. Weak in the knees. And yeah, unfortunately, Taylor and Clark were voted at the least of mostly everything, especially Clark, which it sucks because like that woman didn't do anything. Like, are we really not liking her because she mimicked Good Morning Islanders? Like, it's not that deep. I've done that before. I forget what somebody called it, but like echolalia or something like that. But anyways, that's not enough. But I did feel for her and Taylor, honestly. Like, yes, there is an argument to be had that Taylor should have been clearer. However, there was this TikToker I saw talking about this, and I was like, thank you. Like, that's what like when you can't vocalize something and someone just has the words. But I was just like, we have to read body language. Like, at some points, our accountability counts too. We cannot be like, no, everything she did was excused because he said, okay, what did his actions show you? Because if somebody is not giving you the time of day and you stick around, at what point are you to blame? He kept picking Clark. She's given me a feeling I never felt before. He picked her knowing it could send you home. That right there, that's everything you needed to move all the way on. There's no way someone who wants to explore you would like... And it wasn't like he was like, oh yeah, no, like, how can we keep her? Whatever. He literally was silent as they were talking. Nick was the one that was like, we need to keep her in case Taylor changes her mind. And he didn't look like he cared much for that. So like, girl, come on. Like, it's just, there were signs. Also, so we all saw how he was treating Alandria, and then how he was acting with Alandria and how he was acting with Clark, okay? We see him on Clark all the time, lifting her up, picking her up, giving her his sweaters, his shirts, kisses every night, kisses all the time, laying on her lap. Like, he's all over her. We did not see that with Alandria. What I saw with Alandria were pecks and then him being like, being all fucking weird about it. And she saw that too. I thought even if she didn't see it in the moment that him and her were having their interactions, as soon as you see him with Clark, you would be like, he didn't do that with me. He wasn't like that with me. And that's your sign once again. Like, I'm sorry. I can't keep harping on it, but that's how I felt about it. And so at some point we hold Alandria accountable as well for this situation. And I don't like that Taylor and Clark got as much hate as they did just because they found a connection. Like, I'm not understanding what we actually wanted him to do. Fake it with Alandria? Like, meets Clark, realizes he likes her more, but we wanted him to keep faking it with Alandria. Again, it feels like just like the Islanders were, where it was more of like you have to keep the OG here. Like, how could you get rid? It's Alandria. We all love her now. It's like, yeah, but that's not what this show is about. So, that's rude. Sorry if the lighting changed. I had to move. There was a car being loud as hell back there. But anywho, what was I saying? But yeah, I hated that they were at the bottom because of that. And yeah, so they were mostly at the bottom. Ace was mostly at the bottom. There was the whole Alandria spilling beans, and she was just like, I hate that there's zero accountability, and we're all just like, okay. Because I forgot to mention, she has a conversation with Huda, and she's like, besides that, everything you've told me has been kept in confidence. Hey, Alandria, how did Austin find out about Huda being a mom? Oh. Hey, Alandria, How did Sierra find out about Bildasha and Nick kissing? Oh. Oh. Now that wasn't a Huda secret, but still, bitch. Like, that was the secret spiller of the villa. Get the fuck out of here with that bull. Anywho, that's how the votes go. Amaya Papaya gets most literally everything, and I called it and I knew it and I loved it. Her and Zach get best couple, or like most likely to go on vacation with couple, some shit like that, which I thought was funny. I was so confused. They were like holding hands and smiling, and I was like, you just told him fuck you. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, is this filmed before? Was this filmed like before the other moments? This is what I hate, like, with reality TV. I'm like, can you just put shit in order? The last thing that's going to be discussed is what we voted for on Tuesday, which was most liked guy, most liked girl. And essentially what is happening is they will call out the 3 least liked girls and the 3 least liked boys. Then the Islanders will stand behind the person they want to save, and only one person is being saved, okay? And so for the boys, we have Taylor, Austin, and TJ. And for the girls, we have Jaden, Grayson, and Andreina. And once again, this show is fucking rigged. Because the... Oh, a mosquito. A mosquito! This show is fucking rigged because what should have been, according to voting, so I'm like, it's either rigged or there's like a 30% chance that it's just that, like, the people who feel this way didn't vote. It should have been Shelly, Alandria, Sierra. Should have been Ace, possibly Taylor, and Nick. I'm sorry. No. You can't convince me otherwise. You can't. You just can't. But obviously they can't get rid of them because they're the show. Whatever this fucking show is at this point. It's rigged, though. It's rigged. Like, the bottom was so fucking random. Like, and also explain to me how it is that Clark gets least everything, but is not at the bottom. The voters voted her least everything, but not at the bottom. Not a least liked person. Be so fucking for real. Anywho, votes go out. Let me try to remember who stood by who, okay? I'm gonna do my best. Behind Jaden stands Brian and maybe Elin. I don't remember. I know that 2 people stand behind her. I don't remember who, though. And then behind Grayson, I believe... No, I think maybe Elin goes and stands behind Grayson. So I think it's just Brian behind Jaden and Elin behind Grayson. This freaking mosquito needs to get out of my vehicle. And then behind Andreina is Huda, which is hilarious after the shit she was talking. I mean, Huda doesn't know in her defense. Okay, then we have Taylor. And behind Taylor is Clark. Somebody who I cannot remember. Zach, maybe? I know it's Clark, Ace, Nick, and Sierra. I cannot remember. There was someone else, but I can't remember who the someone else was. I can't. Behind Austin was Alandria's weirdos. Why? And then behind TJ was Iris. Damn, who else? Child, I do not remember. I think behind TJ was 2 or 3 people. Those are all the people I can remember. Shelly. Who did Shelly go behind? I think Shelly might have gone with Iris behind TJ. I think. Where did Amaya stand? I think Amaya went with Huda behind Andreina. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Go watch the show. Okay? Go watch the show. The point is, Taylor stays. Taylor does not go home. Everybody else do. But yeah, Taylor gets saved. And that's how the episode ends. Well, we watched, like, right, like, everyone give hugs and the people leave. Like this video if you enjoyed. Comment down below. What did you think about who was voted least? And really all of the fucking bullshit in this episode. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!